Well, it is the sixth week of LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined by Licorice on the second day here after an unfortunate loss, but he was just watching a Trundle highlight reel. So I'm sure you're of himself. So I'm sure you're feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's a mix. I think in the game today, there's like a lot of things that went well and a lot of things that didn't go so well. So I think it's a good spot to be in as a
Yes.
as a team.
Well, okay. Let's talk about how everything unfolded with the FlyQuest stuff. So, was this something you were pushing for a transfer? Did they come to you and just say, "Hey, you're off to Golden Guardians"? Like, how did this whole thing come down?
Yeah. So I mean, last Sunday played LCS game with FlyQuest. We lost, and then they decided that they wanted to do scrims the next day, like in-house scrims. So like I was losing my off day on Monday, and then came in on Monday morning, and right before the scrim started, they were like, "Hey, by the way, Golden Guardians is interested in acquiring you, and we are happy to send you there if you want to." Um, so I was like, "Whoa." It's like not what I expected when I woke up this morning, but I'll think about it. And then I kind of just like thought about it all day, felt like it was the right move for me. Said yes and got sent over here.
Did you have a conversation at all with GG? Like the transfer stuff, especially midseason, is always very interesting to me because I don't even know like if you even had a conversation with them or if you just showed up over there first.
Yeah, no. So after the Dave scrims, like 7 p.m. or something, uh, Danon, the manager, the GM of GGS, picked me up, took me to meet some of the coaches so I could like be out of them, pick their brains a little bit. Had like a little meeting, and then yeah, the next day I woke up, went to the Golden Guardian office, and started scrimming with the team.
That's wild. It happened within 24 hours. I feel like usually these processes take a little longer, but maybe they don't. One of the things that's also interesting about this is you extended your contract with Golden Guardian, so I assume you had to have that conversation as well on like if you wanted to extend your contract or if you wanted to just keep it the same. I don't know. I don't know if you're willing to speak too much about that, but I assume that's like also an interesting aspect of the conversation.
Yeah, there was also some brief contract negotiations on the day, and I would rather not get into it too much.
That's fine. That's fine. Yep. Can I at least ask you if you have an agent?
I do not currently,
Okay. Okay.
but
So
I but I do get advice from
people.
agents from time to time. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So you end up on Golden Guardians, and you had this decision to go there. All right. Um, Golden Guardians, I think, is one of the more mocked organizations over the past couple of years. You know, like even in the acquisition, you had Double If coming out and had some harsh words for them on Twitter about the change. So was that a concern for you at all? Because I think a lot of people feel like, oh, Golden Guardians, like they're anchoring the bottom of the league, and so maybe it's hard for team players to want to go there.
Um, I mean, they were one of the teams I talked to in the offseason before a lot of the rosters like imploded and then players like kind of scattered. But I really think they have like structurally, I think they're one of the best LCS teams. Like I think their coaching staff is really good. They have like individual coaches for every role, who, like watch your gameplay and give you tips and can do 1v1s and whatever. And you like they split the review between like team review and one-on-one review, and I think that's like super good. Um, they're backed by the Warriors, so you have like some sort of access. Like I think I might be able to get some access to like really good like sports psychologists and that kind of thing too. And I don't know, like I really believe in their vision, and I know they haven't done too well as of yet, but I think that all the pieces are there on the org side for that to turn around, and maybe we'll see it soon.
All right, so returning really quickly to FlyQuest, I remember at the end of spring. In fact, I think I referenced this in our last interview. You and I did a pretty somber interview. You were really frustrated, I think, with how things had gone in spring. Why do you think it is that things just never really materialized for you there? I don't know how much of it was a Licorice issue versus a FlyQuest issue versus whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I had my thoughts while I was on the team, and I shared them all with the management while I was there, and I like did my best to be like as much a part of the solution as I could be, and like nothing really ended up panning out. And I don't want to come on here and point fingers or like talk about that too much, but it just like something about me and that team and like the coaching staff too, I guess, and like the whole thing just like wasn't working. So like I don't know, it's like really really unfortunate stuff because I mean I really like all the players there. I think they're all really talented, but just something wasn't working with the combination of everybody.
Yeah. So on the contrary, yesterday you come out and I believe they were on a pretty long win streak. You swiped down 100T as Golden Guardians, which is I think maybe the biggest upset of yesterday. It's probably between that and the FlyQuest Academy guys taking down Cloud9. But like, what do you received a lot of acclaim afterwards? I think people were like, "Oh man, Golden Guardians Licorice is way different than FlyQuest Licorice." So I don't know if it was in your mind. You're like, just a great day for me, and it doesn't have too much to do with the team, and I just was able to perform way better than I had been, but it was just a day. Or if you feel like you're getting back some of that Cloud9 Licorice magic that people remember.
Um, I don't know. It's so hard to say because I think on FlyQuest, like I was having solid performances that would just kind of disappear. And I think like I have been working really hard and I have been like getting a lot better as the split progresses. Like I remember one game versus Dignitas where like I was playing Viego versus Redactin, pushing top. I TP bot, like I'm TP behind 3 people. And it like looks like it's gonna be a really good play. We're like we're all in position. They're walking into our vision, and then we end up getting 5 or 0 ace because like every player made a mistake. And it's just like you go to review and you're like like what do you even say here?
Yeah.
And like shit like that happened a lot where like sometimes it was me making the mistake, sometimes it was other people, but it's like it's hard to look good on a losing team. I will say that much. So like I mean, especially if you're trying to win, like there's ways to do it where you just like take all the resources and then like lose, and it's like not really what I'm into. So I mean, I was just doing my best on that team, and now I don't know. I would also say that for yesterday, the game versus 100 Thieves, I did get the warm up in the matchup previously. That was my second one into someday NAR game in like I think it was like literally last week.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit extra practice there, so I think that helped me out a bit too.
The rematch, I guess.
Yeah.
That's actually an interesting thing. I bet you a lot of people had not considered too much. Was just the interesting dynamic of you switch teams mid split and you end up having some repeat play against certain teams more than you play against others, which is fascinating. All right, well now there's an interesting race where you and FlyQuest are potentially in a race to see who can make playoffs. Obviously, you guys are not the only team down there, but alongside CLG. But yesterday was an interesting day because it was like, oh, well, FlyQuest had this. Like, that's going to really diminish Golden Guardians' chances. Then you guys beat down 100T. So what do you think your chances are of making playoffs this split?
I mean, for what I've seen so far, I think that we could be a really solid team, and we could definitely make playoffs. And I mean, for me personally, I'm like not that interested in making playoffs if like the thing that's going to happen is you play one series, go 3, and then go home. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't sound good to me. But like, I think if we keep improving and we like get better at the things that like aren't going so well, then we could be like a real contender in playoffs, and that's really exciting for me.
I know you mentioned it wouldn't feel great to go to playoffs, go 0-3 and out, but would it feel better than having FlyQuest go to playoffs, going 0-3 and going out, and then you not making it to playoffs? I assume at least surpassing your previous team would feel a little nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a real mix with FlyQuest. Like I'm happy to see them win. I like all the guys there, and then at the same time, I'm like, ooh, but that's my playoff spot that they're gunning for as well. So it's like a real mix there. Would I rather them go 0-3? Man, I don't know. But I see the problem is that you have the week in the middle where they haven't played yet, and then you're depressed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like you're like I would be a real sad boy in that 1 week in the middle where like they're in playoffs and I'm not, and then they would go 0-3, and then maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, like maybe that would happen to us too.
Yes.
But yeah, I do see your point.
I mean, at the very least, it would mean
feeling, right?
potentially that your move was a good one, right? Like that you were able to join Golden Guardians and like sneak past FlyQuest, and that this was a good move for you in particular, I guess. So that's the only reason why, in my mind, I'm like, that seems like a better scenario for you. I feel like people would give you more credit in that world. So
yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there, especially now those that have followed you or are interested in your switch over?
Just like I really wish I could have done better on FlyQuest, and I learned a lot while I was there. I think you actually can learn a lot by losing repeatedly. And I tried to take make the most of it, of the lessons that were there. I think I'm still a really good player, and like hopefully I'll find more success on my current team, and hopefully you guys can cheer for me on Golden Guardians.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Licorice, for the interview, and for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. Wow, thanks so much for watching that video. It is getting hot here in California as we hit the summer, but not as hot as the deals that you can get over at alienware.com/Travis. The link in the description. You'll head over there, navigate through my site to get to the Dell site. You'll see the Dell deals section where they have a ton of great Alienware products on sale for Black Friday in July. That's right, Black Friday. I know it's normally a thing around the holidays, but guess what? It's happening right now in July. And by the way, shout out to everyone whose name is scrolling around the bottom of the screen. This is a cool new thing that we're testing out to celebrate some of the recent subscribers to the channel. So please subscribe to the channel so you can also get your name there. It's really helpful. Thank you so much.